Now, the main problem this planet has currently, and it applies to governments, common natural law, or the Constitution advocates, and also Kim, for that matter, and all suffer through the same thing, a lack of enforcement. If Kim had enforcement, she could, for argument's sake, go into the Federal Reserve and take the building back because it belongs to the trust. Mr. Trump suffers through a lack of enforcement also, I might add. The Treasury and banks telling them what they're ignoring an executive order and basically telling them to go and F himself. So clearly he has no enforcement. And this is the problem. But this is what happens when you have small groups like that. And the only way of having enforcement is hiring a group with weapons to then carry out that enforcement, as there is no other valid alternative. Well, here's the kicker. There is a scenario whereby you can have enforcement without weapons, and it's called sheer numbers of people power, all backing the same cause. And that is why we are and have got to build up the People's Club network, ran by the people, for the people. Currently, we have no voice, only sad pockets here and there that is easily divided by the narrative fed or a lack of will by the people. But the TPC wishes to combine the people in every state and country and provide the platform with which ultimately, by sheer numbers, the people will have a voice, with or without weapons. Sheer force of numbers, all singing from the same sheet, will tip the balance of power back to where it belongs. We the people. Final piece tonight with today's now current global events of fakery, crass stupidity, Orwellian measures being acted upon the people with zero proof to support the reasons behind it, and it leaves many in fear and also anger, and many also without hope. But I see it differently. Why? Well, this is an opportunity as I see it. In some ways, things always had to go real bad for the public to start waking up, and some are, where in essence you have to take something away from them, the nanny state, for the people to see through the illusion of how things and life work, or are in our current case, nothing works on any level. Nothing. And all now will get an opportunity to see that their government as a whole, not just Mr. Trump, is an utter joke that lies on a repeated basis and is not there for their benefit as it stands. That then provides an opportunity to really build the People's Club network for and by the people. And we need it as a massive priority. With no combined people's voice, we are but left with tyranny. Like I said, building the People's Club now is a matter of priority. With everything collapsing, and in some cases already collapsed, we have to provide an alternative to rebuild. Rebuild our people, then state, then country, then the planet. It is and always was the only real solution to our problems. and it requires effort on the part of all. This will not be a weight club project. There are plenty of alt media weight clubs you can go and join and wait for nothing. A bit like the clowns in the corridor. This also requires all to have and be an input. All to take personal responsibility and ultimately leading us to help and support the government, not take it down. The government has no options. It's clown or clown. Where is the people? And that is why we have to build the People's Club up. Provide the alternative when Clown 1 fails and also Clown 2 fails. You don't like how your government is? Let's all build a new one then, for and by the people. And if you have to ask, how can we do that? That is being part of the problem and neglecting your own value and input. If we wish a government for and by the people, all have to participate and strive towards that goal.